What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday, time for some shenanigans. And, we'll go ahead and just address it right off the bat. Prayers out to Tripp's family. We lost a really good guy, and it's really sad. So everybody, please be careful out there when you're doing anything, because tomorrow's never promised. All right. True. Let's thank the Patreons right off the bat, because they are awesome, awesome people. And you know what? I couldn't do what I do without you guys. And, if you're sitting in the chat and you like to watch these streams and you like to watch these outrageous videos that we do and stuff like that, if you feel like you want to help out a little bit, maybe think about joining the Patreons, because these guys get a lot of really cool benefits that nobody even knows about until they join. But the big one is the self spotter. It's known as the game changer in POTA. So that's one of the big ones. But anyway, thank you guys. Also, big shout out to the YouTube members, also equally important, and they also help support this channel very, very much. And the ever-changing board, we got Kilo 8 Golf Quebec moving into the second spot. Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie moves ahead of James Jenner, and everybody else seems to stay in the same place right now. Still a bunch of ties in there, but we got tiebreakers coming, I'm sure. It is the very beginning of the month. Dan, what is going on?
Speaking of Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie, he was first in the chat, and he said, "What in tarnation is going on here?" Next was Bill. Good evening, buddy. Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra X-Ray Hotel. Happy Independence Day weekend, everybody. Yes, sir. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Toby, Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta. Hello, hello. Kilo 9 Alpha Echo Echo. Kent, what's going on, buddy? Gary Graham, howdy, howdy. Kilo Oscar 4 Foxtrot Sierra Zulus. Fart sniffing zebras. What's going on, buddy? Fart sniffing zombies, zebras. That's right. Hopefully you're doing well, buddy. David Doc H. We were talking backstream about you. We want to know what the H stands for, because I said Doc Holliday because that's a good movie. But hello, welcome to the screen, buddy. Gary Graham already said to you what's going on. Let's see. Scrolling on down. Brent, November 4, Bravo Delta Whiskey. He is driving from the campground. We'll drive safely, my friend. Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Bravo. Bravo Mo, what's happening, buddy? Happy 4th to you as well. Scrolling down. Andy Callie, always a staple. Appreciate you being here. Man, it's a long list we got today. Mike 88 KB, what's going on, buddy? James Walker, Dad, Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo. Good to see you in here, buddy. Chris Coble, Whiskey 0 Charlie Golf Charlie. What's up, my friend? Martini, that's Whiskey Delta 4 Juliet. Mike, My Toy Ostrich. What's up, Chris? K3 MTO. Kilo 4 Lima India. That's our Josh, the loudmouth from North Kakalaki. What's going on? Michael, Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time and Kilo 4 Alpha. Good to have y'all in here. Terry, that's Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. If you've never heard
Golf
Terry,
Quebec.
If you've never heard Terry in your pilot, just listen.
Golf Quebec.
And he'll call at least 5 times. You will hear him. Other than that, episode 129
or you won't.
That's right. That's right. Or you won't. Episode 129 is the episode number. Sunday Shenanigans Hour, and as James said in the intro, there, our hearts go out to Tripp and his family, especially his family during this time. So, sad day for Ham Radio and the POTA community. He was a very prolific POTA activator, very always on CW. I know Bill Brown gave him some praise. I read that he was one of the few people who liked to match Bill's speed, because Bill loves high-speed CW and Tripp did as well. So we're going to miss you, Tripp. So prayers to your family, get you through this rough time, and everybody else, be careful. Be careful when you're out operating, and be aware of your surroundings, and always look up. Look up to make sure that stuff's not going to touch what it's not going to touch. So, sad day.
Over 200 contacts with me.
Yep.
I looked it up. He's over 200. So talked to him
He was
quite both CW and sideband actually.
Yeah. I don't have much sideband. I think I looked back through my log and I've got him a whole bunch on CW and probably a handful on sideband, but yeah.
Absolutely. But on the upside, I hope everybody did have a great holiday weekend. It's been up and down with the bands. I think they can't make up their mind what they're doing. Like if you get it when it's right, I mean you get a crazy pile up. But if you get it when it's not, you struggle to activate. So it's been up and down. It was a good week for my mom to be in town, so I took it a little easier. My average is still more than any other activator did the past week, but I did take it a little easier. Spent some time with mom, but got plenty of activations in. Kept all the PZN challenge people in. So although we did drop one in June. And that video will be coming out. The monthly update will be coming out, and you guys can see who fell out in June.
It was funny when I got you the other day, and you said I must be mobile. Did you give me a 5.3? If you give me a 5.3, I know it sucks. I said,
Yeah,
no, it's that bad, dude.
That's what was scary when you said nope. I was like, oh, if you're a 5.3 and you're at home, it's bad.
It was horrible today. Oh my gosh.
And that was a weird day though, because that was the day I was telling Terry about it. Propagation was definitely a funny bird.
Yeah.
Because you gave me like a 2.2 that day, I think. And I gave you like a I can't remember what I gave you, but it was low.
A 0.5. 0.5.
But like Connecticut and Maine was giving me 20 over. New York was giving me 20 over. Pennsylvania and Virginia and Ohio was tearing me up. Nobody in West Virginia could hardly hear me. I mean, it was just absolutely awesome. And when she said the late shift was awesome last night, they actually did a late shift. They didn't do the start of the new day. They did what you call a late shift. So, it was good to hear. I got home from doing late shift and actually worked them. And I listened to them for quite a bit because I had some shenanigans going on with them while they were activating.
That's right. Yeah, I think we started about 9 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah.
So, it's good to hear people hunting later like that. And I've noticed that a couple times lately. I've went out 10:30, 11 o'clock and still get 50 and 60 people. So maybe all this talking that we keep doing, telling you guys that you guys are millennial hunters. You're not the regular hunters that we're used to. You're not the Gen X hunters and stuff that will stay up anytime and get you. So
the only problem was I think we could have got a whole bunch more. I think we got like 100 and what do we get? 125, 128, something like that. But I think we could have got 50 to 60, maybe even another 100 if my noise floor wasn't so high. And my noise floor is normally not that high in that park, but we literally had like an S7 to an S8 noise floor, which is unheard of for me anyway at that location. So that really, really hurt us.
I have noticed that a lot in the last week or so. That parks that I go to that normally has absolutely zero noise has been a 7 and 8 noise floor. Mm-hmm. And I've been really struggling to hear people. So it's there's some kind of weird interference going on lately. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was last week Terry did a propagation dance for local propagation.
Probably what it is.
He must have shook it when he was supposed to shake it, and he brought local noise.
His moneymaker got shook the wrong direction.
So
that is true.
It's been noise floor's been pretty rough. And I will tell you something else. If Yapota people think that it's hot, and it is, it's really, really hot. I got to admit. But try hunting satellites. Because when you go out and do POTA, you look for shade and you go over there and you sit in it. when you're hunting satellites, you try to get in the most open spot you possibly can be in with nothing around you. And I know today when I got back, I hunted a satellite, and I was out there maybe 5 minutes before the pass started. And even before the pass started, I was just absolutely soaked. So,
I'm curious because is it UHF on the downlink or VHF?
it depends on which satellite.
Okay. I'm curious if you had like one of those party tent awnings, right? I wonder if you stood underneath it and still pointed it through the awning into the sky. I wonder if you'd still get reception.
I don't know.
But that might be a summertime tip to try working satellites.
Yeah, I'm not real sure about that.
Yeah,
I know houses and stuff like that will definitely block it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. It might be worth a try.
Yeah, just so you don't have to stand out there and get roasted.
John said he worked Terry this week, and it was the first time he was a 5'9" coming in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Terry got us on 20 meters a couple of times. He was loud. 17 meters today was running really short. We got Josh, North Kakalaki, real loud.
And I know Brent was camping, and he said something in Discord about RV noise messing him up. And I'm going to tell you, I was in 1824 the other day, and all the RVs was around me, and they were absolutely killing me with noise. So, and it's crazy because, some people in their RVs produce nothing. I've been near several RVs that produce nothing. All the ones that when we go to field day with the other club and stuff, don't never get nothing coming from those RVs. But some people's and I that they don't buy them to care about radio, but some people's is just absolutely crap.
That's it. It's some of them are those. It's not necessarily the panels themselves, but the charge controllers are really, really noisy. Some are. I know that.
And some of the inverters are crap.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've been in locations before where one guy runs a generator and you can't hear nothing on the radio. You turn it off and turn on somebody else's generator and it's quiet as a mouse. So I mean, it's all about finding what works, but
they're definitely not hams. They're not hams because we would search out a very RF quiet RV to buy.
Yeah.
You imagine going to the RV dealership with, like an all band, all mode radio, little rubber ducky antenna, and walking around and going, "No, I can't have this one."
Yeah, absolutely. That's like Sidewalk Cherry said she wanted to buy a place. And I said, well, when you go looking for a place, before you even remotely think about it, I'm going to set an RF, or I'm going to set an HF out in the yard, and I'm going to see what the noise floor is around it.
You got that right.
Because if there's noise, like there is at the current house, no, I don't care if it's a $100 million mansion and they're selling it for $30,000. I think I'll pass. No more noise, man. Noise is the devil.
I'm kind of blessed around here. The relatively low noise floor for the most part. During the day, it's worse, obviously, because more people are using more stuff and more stuff is going on around the neighborhood. But I can tell it. The lawnmower companies, there's one company in particular that does a couple of my neighbors' yards, and they use X-Mark mowers. Those are loud. I can tell when they're down the road. I can't hear them mowing, but I can tell when they're down the road mowing because those X-Marks give off a lot of RF for some reason.
Eddie says his camper is quiet except for the light above the dining table.
Yeah. Luckily, you don't need that one.
Because when Eddie's getting ready to do radio, he pulls the bulb out and says, "Oh, wait, can't turn it on."
Absolutely. I'm surprised it still has a bulb in it, to be honest with you, knowing Eddie.
John says his noise is worse in the evenings. Now, I will say one thing. Terry used to have a really horrible noise floor at his house, but they must have fixed something around there because when I was there the other day, it wasn't nowhere what it used to be. His
He,
noise floor is actually better than mine at Sidewalk Sherry's house. So
no, he swapped out the battery and put a Bioenno in the hover round.
oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, got that low noise.
Yeah, it could be. Terry, did you go to any hover round parades for the 4th?
Wouldn't they still be going on now?
Yeah. They started them in March.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No, my noise here is depending on what band, obviously. 40 meters daytime is, I guess the noise floor goes up during the daytime for me regardless. At night it goes down, especially on 20 meters. I don't know what is to the east and west of me on 20 meters, but if I turn my antenna east or west, it's awful. North and south, perfect. As far as noise. That's only during the day. It's only during the day.
Well, you'll have to explain to me what exactly is 20 meters.
Yeah, right. That's that thing we can use down here in the flatlands.
Oh, that's that stuff Florida people use.
Yeah. We hit 2 parks in Florida today, and I went straight to 20 meters because I wanted to know what it felt like to be a true Florida activator. I did not. I didn't even spot on 40 meters today. I just want to know what it felt like. Didn't feel good.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bands were so bad that
it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered where you spotted at.
Yeah, somebody across the park on 40 meters would be like, "You're 3 and 3."
That last activation, I started on 40 meter CW, got a couple. Went to 10 meter CW, got a couple. Went to 40 meter sideband, finished it out, and I think I finished that whole activation with like 13 contacts.
Yeah, I think.
Now again, that was only a 15, 20-minute activation. You know what I'm saying? Even switching all the bands.
That's about how ours was. Yeah.
I don't hang around for, I'm not that person that's going to wait on you. If you're going to hunt me, you're going to hunt me while I'm there. And if nobody's hunting me while I'm there, I don't need to be there. I'm not that person that, if you're expecting me to hit a park you need, you better get you a bucket with a trash bag in it to sit on if you got the craps that day, because I'm in, and once those contacts stop, it's absolutely done.
If you see James spotted at a park, you most definitely did not pack a lunch. So.
No, that's not true. Because in Florida, if mom's with me, I always have a lunch.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Sandy. I've been reading about those floods in Texas. If anybody knows anybody affected by those, give a thought and a prayer shout out to anybody affected by the floods in Texas. And hopefully that tropical storm or whatever they're calling it now, skirting the Carolinas going up there, is going to not cause too much havoc either.
Yeah, I'm hoping that doesn't affect mom and them on their way home. They left this morning, and they're pretty much going to be driving right through that stuff. So
yeah,
I hope that doesn't bother their trip too much, because they're not like me. They don't stop every 3 hours to do POTA. They drive that stuff straight, and they're pulling a trailer. So it's about a 18-hour drive pulling a trailer.
Are they going back to Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have sent them back down 75 to avoid all that. I mean, I know it's a little bit more out of the way, but
yep, they're on their way back home. Kyle, I need quite a few of those new parks in West Virginia. Can I get a
Gantt chart, schedule a resource? I guess you can. Yes.
Somebody passed the offering plate over to Kyle.
You know what's funny about that is all the new ones they dropped in Whiskey Victor. So all the new ones I got, and I'm back down to needing my original 3 that I needed before.
You got all the new ones, all the new
Yep.
wilderness areas? Did you
Yep.
really?
Yep.
I didn't even realize they had all got done.
Let me double check. I'm gonna look at my ham alerts because I take them off my ham alerts when I get them. Not necessarily when they're logged on POTA. But when I take them off my ham alerts, I've worked them. So I still need to reconcile this from POTA. But yes, I need 3 right now. I need 1803, 7002, and 7065.
Interesting. I really didn't know that all 8 wilderness areas got done. I seen like 4, maybe 5 of them get done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Chris, they are coming down 77.
My numbers might be off too. I need to look at that because they might not. Are there any multi-state parks besides Lewis and Clark Trail that go through? Okay, so I might be missing some of those. I'm gonna have to look.
Yes, you got Lewis and Clark. You've got George Washington Jefferson Forest. You have the Appalachian Trail, and you have that really hard one. That's really rare in West Virginia to get because it's only a little tiny sliver where you can go activate it. It's it's something canal. It's mostly activated around DC area.
I'll have to go reconcile my list here. Oh, you also got the other multi-site one would be the one I activated. Help me out. I can't think of the name of it. It's on the east. Harper's Ferry.
Well, yeah, but Harper's Ferry is a West Virginia park.
Yeah,
we'll just put that there. That depends in West Virginia. You'd know it. You'd know that one. Yeah. When it hurts is when the multi-pin is in another state. Yeah. That's what messes people up. And just like when I was finishing up Kentucky, I was down to like 13, and I was showing like 9 or something, and I'm like, I'm counting all of them, and I'm like, what have I not activated?
Okay, my official on POTA it says I need 4. My ham alert says I need 3. I bet you one of those is one of those multi-state.
I'm going to bet you it's the George Washington Jefferson National Forest. That would be my bet.
George Washington and Jefferson National 4526.
Because that one very seldomly, Jefferson Washington is what Brent says. Yeah, whichever way it is, it very seldomly gets activated in West Virginia because it's just a small chunk, and you got to go kind of out of the way to get to it.
Yeah, that's US 4526. I'm searching now to see if I have that one. Not George Jefferson, Terry. Jeez.
Terry's like, I've been activating the George Jefferson Park all the time. Wheezy helps me out.
Yeah, see that. Okay, so that is not on my ham alerts. So let's see if I have that hunted, because that would be the missing one if it is. My hunter log's taking a long time to load here. I'll get back to you.
That would be George Jetson, not George Jefferson, Kyle.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would be, yeah. Okay, so Chris has it with Giant. Oh, that's why my hunter log wouldn't load. Whiskey Zero Charlie Golf Charlie was loading his hunter log, bogging the whole system down.
Yeah, that you'll have that for that. Chris pulling his hunter log is like me pulling my activation log.
Yeah,
it just wipes out the whole system.
Man, that is so wicked. Maybe by the end of the stream, I'll let you know. Oh, here we go. All right. Paste 4526.
I would almost bet that's it because that one's pretty rare.
All right, 45. I got it a whole bunch in Virginia here. Let's see.
Yeah, it's huge in Virginia. I've got it in Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky.
I have Kentucky. I do have West Virginia. I got it from Kilo Charlie 5 Foxtrot on CW.
Okay.
All right. So that's not the one I'm missing. Very interesting.
Well, I know you've got Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to go through there sometime and figure out which one that it thinks that I'm missing here.
I mean, it could be Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, I doubt that, but we'll figure it.
It's surprising to me how many people doesn't hit Appalachian Trail, West Virginia, when they go to Harper's Ferry.
I didn't because I wasn't close. But yeah, I get you. Yeah.
But you probably were close. That's the thing.
Probably not within 100 feet.
No. I'm not within 100 feet. I'm saying, but you were close enough that you could have went down the street and activated.
Oh, yeah. I was probably, yeah.
Because there was a thing when that's like a 6-hour drive for me up there. And I went up there and did Harper's Ferry and did not do the Appalachian Trail. Not because the pen is not in West Virginia. And that's the problem. Is the same problem I had with Kentucky. Another 6-hour drive. I had to go back out and do 2 parks that were Tennessee parks. But they reached over into Kentucky.
All right, let's look at the Appalachian Trail here to see if I find a Whiskey Victor.
So what's the 3 other parks you need?
I closed my ham alerts. Hold on. Let me search for Whiskey Victor here in the Appalachian Trail. I do have it.
You do have it.
I do.
Yeah.
I need open up my alert here again. 1803, but we knew that one. That's
it is a shame to have to go back into Kentucky. I don't have to ever go back into Kentucky again.
I need Blennerhassett, Lewis Wetzel, and Stumptown Wildlife, plus one more that I don't know about yet that I got to figure out, which is going to be a multi.
Wetzel and Blennerhassett I can do for you fairly easy. Well,
yeah,
I mean, I have to take a ferry to Blennerhassett, but
yeah.
Skunk Town.
Stumptown. It's close to Skunk Town, but no Stump Town, as in Stumpy.
Now, November 8 Lima Hotel does Stump Town quite a bit, actually.
He ain't done it in the last forever since I've had my ham alert turned on.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, let me search it. 7065 is the park number. Oh, bitch. It was 67. Yeah, it's been a month.
Okay.
Been just one day shy of a month since Dusty was out there, November 8, DKH. And then before that, so Dusty did about a month ago. Before that, it was last activated by Reed, our buddy AB8AS, back in March of 2024. So yeah, you must be thinking of a different park.
Well, there was some FT8 guy just tearing up the southern half of the state down here all weekend long. Maybe you send him out there that way because he was getting into some places.
Well,
I'd really like to know what he was driving.
They don't have to. They don't have to move too far.
I'd really like to know what he was driving.
Yeah,
I really, really would. And matter of fact, he was in Chief Logan for 2 nights. He must have been in a cabin. Is all I can say.
Do I have 6996? Let me check, John, just a second here. Got to go back to my hunter log here. Whiskey Zero, Charlie Golf Charlie. Do not load POTA right now. I'm trying to load my hunter log. Thank you. 6996.
I'm curious I'm curious what the other one is you need.
I don't know. 6996 is the Cecil H. Underwood, and yes, I do have that.
Maybe it's the one of the new ones, and you just didn't put it in there.
Or it's one of the new ones, and they haven't logged me. That's a possibility too, because when I make the contact, I take it out of my ham alerts. So if I see one, I know exactly who to blame that they didn't turn their login. Right. But yeah, I will do another pull of my Hunter CSV file and see if any of those are missing, and if so, that's be easy to find.
It'd be good, Gary.
If not, I'm going to have to look at all the multi-reference parks.
I'm pretty sure I named all the multi-reference. No, the one the I think it's. I mean, hold on, I'll find it for you. The one that's really rare.
I can tell you real fast. I got a script for that, as James of the North would say.
Yeah, you boys with your scripts.
It's called Show Multiple Park Refs, and we're going to look at U.S. Whiskey Victor. We're going to show multiples.
It's got the word Victor. Canal in, if that helps you.
Okay, so actually, that's not listed. That's not listed at all. What you're talking about. The multi-park stake refs that I have is Chesapeake and Ohio Canal.
that has the word canal in it.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Harper's Ferry, George Washington, Jefferson, Appalachian Trail, and Lewis and Clark. So let's see if it's the Chesapeake. That's 0015.
I thought it was 19, and I pulled up a Cumberland Gap.
0015. Is that in my Hunter log? It is. I have it 18 times.
What?
But no West Virginia. Boom, we found it.
Oh, okay, 18 times, but no West Virginia. Okay.
We found it. Look at that. Sleuths are us. So, unfortunately, there's no way in Ham Alert to tell me to trigger only when that park is in West Virginia. But I will add it now. That's added to my Ham Alerts.
Yeah, and that sucks too, because like I have all the West Virginia parks go off in a Discord room for me. And the problem with that is Lewis and Clark is a West Virginia park. And Lewis and Clark covers 17 states and gets activated all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, but that is a rare one to get done. You might can talk Donna or Mark, Kilo Delta 8 Mike India Victor, or Kilo Delta 8. It's got an S and a K in it. I'm sorry, Don. I'm drawing a blank on your call sign off the top of my back. Terry probably knows it.
I was thinking about asking that Kilo 8 Golf Quebec guy.
Yeah. I can tell you it's a pain in the tail to get to in West Virginia. It's easy to get to, but not in West Virginia. It's just you got a little sliver of nothingness to get to it.
Is it kind of like the side of the one that y'all did in Murphy where you have to wade underneath the bridge and walk across water? You did like the South Carolina side and the North Carolina side to something, and you had to go somewhere weird to get there. There's one in Georgia, too. Maybe it was the Georgia side or something. I don't remember. You need Spice Run and Roaring Plains.
Actually, you do not, Terry, because you completed West Virginia before they put Spice Runs and Roaring Plains in. So you are in the queue for West Virginia. But I know what you're saying. You live here. You need them.
That's right. That was Brian, Josh, and Anna that did that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't a part of that. I didn't. That's why I didn't know what y'all were talking about. What you were talking about. Yeah, I did. I really am shocked that all 8 of those got activated. That's off the West Virginia activators who are not lazy like me.
I know, right?
Now I get to go and find out who activated them and find out exactly how bad of hike-ins they are. Because not only are they all several hours from me, they're also probably several hours of hike-in.
Yeah. Okay, so here is the problem with doing that, Brian. If I do that, that trail does not show up right there. That does not show multi-state references. So that still only shows that I need 3, but I actually need 4. So you got to do some manual legwork to figure out the multi-state reference parts don't show up right there. They'll show up in the home state that the pin is in, but not other states. Like if you go to West Virginia, that
who else in the chat needs
Trail doesn't show
Blenderhassett
up.
Island? Anybody else in the chat besides Dan need Blenderhassett Island?
If it shows multi-state ref, why is my West Virginia only showing that I need Blenderhassett, Lewis Wetzel, and Stumptown when I do not have the Canal Way, which will be my 4th that I needed? It's not showing it in this list. That is weird. Maybe it shows the multi-state references in the list where the pin is in West Virginia. That would be interesting. I don't know where the pin for where's the pin for the Lewis and Clark Trail?
Somewhere way out west.
Okay, so Lewis and Clark is not in this list. Wait, rows per page, 250. No, that's in the list, way down at the bottom.
So what's Brian telling you to do? I'm curious.
In the park list, so you go to park list, USA, West Virginia. And if I sort by my hunted QSOs, I only have 3 that are zeros.
I don't think it shows multiple parks like that because it didn't show them for me in Kentucky because I had to get somebody to pull up from. Actually, I got Dan to pull it up.
Well, of course I have it. Yeah, Brian, I have it in another state, but I don't have it in West Virginia, of course. But the map list does not show that park as even in. Let's see, if I search for Canal, it shows I have 18 contacts, even though I'm looking at West Virginia, which is not correct. So it's not entirely accurate for my hunted QSOs in West Virginia, because it just shows so it shows the total QSOs for a multi-park reference rather than just your QSOs in the state that you're looking at. So,
well, if it makes you feel better, I still need to hunt like 60 in West Virginia.
So the only
what that means. Yeah, let me refresh that statement. I still need to park like 60 West Virginia parks.
Yeah. So the only accurate way to figure out is to search on your hunter log. Under the bridge. That's right. That's where y'all went.
This has turned into a Ham Radio West Virginia stream. I like it.
Yeah, that's normally what I do, Brian. So I look at my 0-100, which I can get off my CSV file, which I plug into my little program that I wrote. And then the multi-state refs, I got a program that I wrote that spits out all the multi-state references for a given state. And I just look at them manually. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I just messaged Dan and say, what do I got left in this state?
That's right. And I say all of it.
That's the script that I wrote.
You got all of it? I ought to sneak you back into some part that you've been to before. That's like a pain in the neck to get to, and then like halfway there down a forgotten path. You're like, I've been here before.
Oh, that FT8er went to Hilbert Hill too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did he go in the hard way or the easy way, or did he parachute?
I don't know how he went.
I can tell you how he went.
It's great how somebody not local found it too.
I can tell you how he went. From the comfort of a chair.
I mean, the closest McDonald's has got to be at least 3 or 4 miles away.
Well, depending. All right. So on that topic, if you zoom out far enough, anything can be a twofer.
Anything could be a twofer. Yeah.
Yeah. If you zoom the map out far enough, you know. So I've heard.
I mean, Chief Logan is in the same country as Alcatraz Island.
And everything in between it. You're looking at a 40,000 fur almost. I mean, hey, see if Polo can handle it. What would Sebastian do if you send him an email and go, listen, man, I tried to export my logs from this 25,000 fur that I was running and Polo choked. It's like, wait a minute, what? 25,000. What's so great about furs?
Nothing.
There you go.
What's so great about furs? It allows people to be absolute idiots and log things that they are not even really activating. That's what's so great about them.
Or if you are, it allows you to inflate your numbers a tad. Where if I talk to 10 people on the radio and I'm at a 3 fur, all of a sudden I've made 30 contacts instead of 10.
Yeah, I mean it's just a. I get why people do it because it's available to them, but it's just something. To me, if I'm going to play a game, I want the game to be fair. I don't want to play a game of football when it's me versus
Kaylee.
the Denver Broncos.
Kaylee.
You know, it's me versus the Denver Broncos, and Kaylee is there to trip me.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to play football, it needs to be me versus one person of the Denver Broncos. And that's just what furs allows to happen. And then on top of that, it's not even enough that they can actually go into the furs and just obliterate, you know, a normal person's activation. But they don't even actually go into them. They look on a map and I'm like, oh, this park's in green and this park's in green. That's got to be a twofer. And this park's in, this is a 7 fur.
Yeah.
And so many people do that. It's like the biggest cluster you see in the POTA Facebook page. Every month you see somebody posting, well, I see this park here and this park here. That makes it a fur, right? No, it don't. Sure don't.
I know it, right?
So,
I mean, they can have their time, you know. But,
yeah, I mean, it don't matter. It's all for fun, but
Terry said he needs a Busta Rhymes WMA.
I think that is known as a park in Atlanta that the police will come to.
Yeah, that does sound like that.
I think that's where that one is, Terry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Eric, we've heard about that, buddy. This is what the stream is dedicated to. If you check the description down below, and while you're at it, smack the like button and subscribe. And rewatch it again when the stream is over and watch the intro. We did a little memorial to Tripp our good buddy in North Carolina and for NTO. So keep his family in your prayers, man.
I've seen some really good name parks.
Yeah.
In my time for sure.
Ask a woman.
I have activated Ask a Woman.
Yeah.
I have activated. There's so many. I've activated Big Bone Lick.
Big Bone Lick. Yeah.
I've activated.
There was a park on Facebook that I saw. It was called. I forget where it was. It may have been in Canada. I'm not sure, but it was called The Kin.
The
and
Kin.
I said, yeah, and I said, I know what I'm going to Photoshop in this park picture. War Woman.
I've activated War Woman.
I've activated Devil's Millhopper.
And normally, Josh, that happens if you activate Ass a Woman, you normally have War Woman.
That's true. What is 12325, Chris? You gonna make us look?
There's one up in Canada, and I might mess the name up, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about it. Is it not called Dildo Run?
There's a Dildo Run. Oh, 12325 is in Washington. It's right near the Nanium Ridge State Forest and the Venus Wildlife Area, but it is called the Whiskey Dick State Wildlife Area. That is interesting. Let me read you a little bit about this here. The Whiskey Dick unit offers steep, rocky slopes and rolling ridges and canyons, most of which are covered by shrub steppe habitat. The Wild Horse Wind Farm, owned and managed by Puget Sound Energy, is adjacent to the boundary of the Whiskey Dick unit and spans from Qualamine Road south to Vantage Highway. The Whiskey Dick unit is located about 15 miles east of Ellenburg. The Whiskey Dick unit is bordered by is it Qualamine unit? Somebody from around there help me out. Quilomene. Qualamine unit. The Wild Horse Farm, Wind Farm, the Columbia River, and the State Parks Ginkgo. And the State Parks Ginkgo State Park. There you go. If you're ever in Washington, it's also a game land unit, 329. Activate the Whiskey Dick Wildlife Area Unit.
So here's a question for you. What makes a park hard to activate? Is it because you had
not being at that park in Virginia? That's for sure.
Is it because you had to walk into it? Is it because of the noise floor that is around it? Is it because it took special equipment to get there, like a boat or something? What would you consider the hardest activation to do? I'm curious. I've done.
I was going to say noise too, Brian. Yeah. Oh, Terry brings up a point here. I don't care how high the noise floor is. Chances are I'll get activated. I don't care if I got to walk for a while. I'll get activated. But them daggum gnats and them skeeters, that will drive me out of a park faster than anything.
Listen, me and Whiskey 3 Bravo Alpha Yankee activated a park down in Florida. Is down somewhere around Naples or something. And Chris hit it right on the head. They had no-see-ums everywhere. And I mean, we were both bleeding.
Yeah.
By the time we got done, it was just absolutely horrible.
Getting spoiled with no cell service, that's a good one. That happened to us in Murphy because we're used. I mean, even the WMAs around here in the middle of absolute nowhere have enough signal, at least for a Wii Boost or something, to latch onto and give you a good Wi-Fi. Okay, I haven't been to a park in South Georgia yet that I can't get spotted at, even if the signal really, really, really sucks. Like Sneed's Lake is one of the parks that's really close to me. The cell phone signal sucks there, but you can still get a spot out. But we went to North Carolina, and there's places that you're not, I mean, you got to drive another 2-3 miles to get a bar. You know, that really did get us. So yeah, getting spotted with no service when you're used to having service, that's an eye opener. Lake Apopka. Sherry was eating deep. It wasn't just the gnats, it was that daggum swarm of pterodactyl mosquitoes.
That was just a weird activation because it was like absolutely no mosquitoes, none whatsoever. Then all of a sudden, it's like you turned on a shower full of mosquitoes coming at
Yeah.
you, and then like 30 minutes later, no mosquitoes again whatsoever.
They're gone. They're gone.
Like that was a weird activation. So
they were probably leaving all the dead bodies that are buried out there.
We're almost done, but I'm going to ask one more question. What is the absolute hardest thing to do in POTA?
That's a hunter or an activator, or just
I just want to hear what people say.
Okay. The hardest thing to do in POTA. All right, I got my answer.
Nobody's even answering in the chat. Come on, guys. Let's see it.
I'm going to reserve my answer. Hunt James with no local propagation. Yeah, that's a good one. I got to but I do have to put a caveat on my answer, which I'll explain here when people.
I like Mo's answer, getting up early enough.
This is a good one for this stream right here. That rings true. Dealing with the loss of a friend. Absolutely. Chris, hunt people on ham sticks in the Northeast U.S. Can't hear. Yeah. Getting over the pileups, John says. Mo says getting up early enough. Yeah, I'll get you there. Remain respectful when somebody's trying to take over your frequency.
That's a hard one right there. That is a really hard one.
Deal with lids, you know. Pretending not to be a hunter. Lids.
Okay. I'm just curious. Sometimes I ask random questions and I get ideas from them. And I did get an idea. I did get an idea from tonight's stream. So
my answer are the nets everywhere. For CW, zero beating. Yeah. My answer, since it's the hardest thing to do in POTA. Was your question the hardest thing to do or to deal with? Okay. The hardest thing to do in POTA, I would say, if you are not from Europe, you're not from Europe, to activate more than 10 entities. Which means you're going to have to go to 10 different countries.
So you would think that going to 10 different countries would be harder than going to 50 different states?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Harder not only, there's, I guess, two ways. Logistically, it would be harder. Financially, it would be harder. Yeah. Now, I say you have to be outside of Europe because if you're in Europe, you can probably spend a long weekend and probably hit 10 countries.
So why couldn't you just fly to Europe and spend a long weekend if you were from the States?
You could, yeah. I still think that would be logistically probably harder than activating all 50. Except for maybe Alaska and Hawaii, though. Yeah, you got to add those in, don't you?
Yeah, you got Alaska and Hawaii.
Okay. Well, Hawaii doesn't count anymore because Eric's not there. So Hawaii is not even on the POTA radar anymore.
Well, unfortunately, it does count to me because I still have to go there.
That's right.
The problem about Alaska and Hawaii is the battery. That's I mean, the same with going to any country. It's the battery.
Yeah.
That I can take anything I want. That's why when people go to Hawaii, they activate QRP because they can't take a battery to do QRO.
You can't even take like a 12 amp hour?
You can take a 12 amp hour.
Yeah.
How long are you going to run on 12 amp hour?
Hopefully enough to get 10 contacts.
Who wants to go to Hawaii and activate long enough to get 10 contacts?
Me? Because that means it was activated. You know?
Dan's thinking 10 contacts and hula girls, 10 contacts and hula girls.
See, if I ever, if I ever take a ham trip to Hawaii, I'm going to make sure that some other hams go with me. At least one other, hopefully a couple others. That way, if crap hits the fan, we can still activate between each other. You know, if it pours down rain for 4 days straight, never lets up, we can still get activated. Activate all of Florida legitimately.
I'm leaving this up for the rest of this stream because we are about to share it. But that is the best thing I heard all night long. And if you know, you know. So anyway, Dan, what do you got coming up?
Not a whole lot. Hopefully, everybody has enjoyed their 4th of July weekend. And thanks for joining us here on Shenanigans episode 129. And as always, if you missed the intro, go back and watch the replay. Please keep Tripp's friends and family in your thoughts. And be careful out there, guys. And always look up. And we will see you on Wednesday.
Absolutely. Everybody stay careful out there, no matter what you're doing, whether it's POTA or just going to the grocery store. You know, tomorrow's not promised. You know, about 10 years ago, I was supposed to die on a table, and I'm still here making contacts with you guys. So I'm a lucky one, but everybody's not lucky. For me, I'm going to go out and do an early late shift because that's what I like to do. And so that means Terry's getting ready to run out in his yard and do a local propagation dance. So let's hope he shakes when he's supposed to shake and all that good stuff. But hey, thanks a lot, guys. And like I said earlier, if you guys find worth in my videos and would like to help out, because I've got a lot of adventures I'd like to do this year, but it doesn't happen without you guys. Maybe check out the Patreon, check out the YouTube channel members, and thanks everybody. And we'll catch you on the air. 73,
guys.